Hello. Michelle Hackney, 48, of Maricopa County, Arizona, was arraigned Tuesday along with her two sons, Ryan and Logan Hackney, for cases of alleged child abuse that involved their popular YouTube channel, Fantastic Adventures. So Hackney was arrested Friday with Logan, 26, and Ryan, 28. Those are her two bio sons. Her bio daughter, actually called and turned her in. And as previously reported, her charges include 7 counts of child abuse, 5 counts of unlawful imprisonment, 5 counts of child neglect, and 2 counts of molestation of a child. The sons were each charged with 7 counts of failing to report abuse of a minor. Michelle Hackney is being held in the Pinal County Jail, pending a $200,000 bond. Coincidentally, Pinal County Jail is the same jail that was featured in this season 5 of 60 Days In. So that's interesting. These sons were released without bond on their own recognizance, according to court records. And court records indicate that the children are all aged between 3 and 15. Michelle also goes by her maiden name Hobson, as well as Downs and some other aliases. And she has made several of her 7 minor children perform in a popular YouTube video series called Fantastic Adventures. Most of them are like wholesome, family-friendly YouTube videos, show children going through superhero training and visiting fantasy lands. There's an episode on February 6th that has 2 of the kids engaged in a big, huge food fight, throwing hundreds of dollars of food at each other. That all 7 children were allegedly found by authorities in a dehydrated and malnourished state about a month after the episode aired on YouTube. In fact, one little boy drank bottle after bottle of water within like 20 minutes, and the little girl was afraid to accept potato chips for fear that this monster bitch of a mother would smell the food on her breath. So after the case was publicized and the accused and the video channel publicly identified to a national audience, the audience actually grew to 800,000 subscribers and over 250 million views as of March 20th. And they actually were going to, YouTube was actually going to just leave the channel up, but they did take it down. They did demonetize it immediately, but they were going to leave it up until she was charged. They did deactivate the whole account, so it's removed. And they said that she made roughly about $2.5 million in advertising income airing this series on YouTube, based on industry standards for the number of views reported. And YouTube is no longer running ads on that channel. And actually, the channel's completely down. The thing is, her daughter told the police that her adoptive sister disclosed to her that she was being abused at the family home on North Donathan Way in the Villages by her mother. So I don't know if she actually witnessed it, but I know the brothers did. So Michelle is scheduled to appear in Superior Court on March 26th, and Logan and Ryan are scheduled to appear April 8th. And their whole table of food is intended for that food fight. And, she's on Instagram, Facebook with her pictures, alluding to the fact that she's got a healthy, happy household. And these kids went through horrific abuse. Some people are saying, how is it that a single mother could adopt these children? Well, the fact is that most of these kids, I don't know about all of them, but I do know about several of them. I was able to verify that they were in foster care and they are special needs. And that's how that happens. Because as we know, the foster care system is over inundated with kids that have no place to go. And the system will pretty much give them to anybody. I'm sure everyone's known there's been case after case of kids that are lost in the foster care system that are actually pulled out of abusive situations and sometimes put in even more abusive situations. So that's a real fact, and certainly I would think that's the case here too, not knowing where they came from, but it's pretty bad what they've endured. One of the girls is blind that she has, so that probably accounts for some of what's going on with them, that they were older children, and adoptability is usually newborns. But so these kids were kind of left in the system, and she moved. The only real and fantastic adventure I can see is the fact that this woman, since the age of 18, she's born in 71, she has 24 different addresses. Most of them overlap each other. So that's like a fantastic adventure, that you can literally live at the same house, the same residence over a period of 20 years, and then also live somewhere else in another county and overlap these places up 5-6 years in one place at the same time she's in another house. It was so ridiculous that I made a spreadsheet to look at them and see if there was any way I could make head or tails of where she was at what time. It's possible that she used these additional addresses to adopt or foster more kids. I don't know how much they pay in Arizona. Usually it's substantial. It's enough that if you have more than a few kids, you don't have to work. So, I was just wondering if maybe she was doing that because there are 4 or 5 houses or 4 or 5 addresses at the same time, and this goes on for a long time. So, and this new house that she's in that has the salt water pool in the backyard, it's beautiful. The house is really pretty. She hasn't been there not quite for 2 years yet, so that's relatively new. But she's lived in everything from dumpy apartments to nice homes. Most everything she's rented. I don't know if she even owns the home she's in now, but I just hope that she gets her justice, her prison justice at the Pinal County Jail, because she deserves that and more. All right, thanks for watching. Take care.